Hello friends and welcome back to yet another video. So in the previous video we have just completed writing our code for registering a new user into our server or backend. Okay, and after this now we are going to write the code for logging a user and for managing the forget password option. Okay, so let me start it here. So the first thing that you need to do is you need to write here this mock. Okay, you need to invoke this mock keyword, okay, and apply this method on post on it. And I already told you you can read about this mock and on post method, reply method, using this article, okay, on Axios, which I have given in the description box. The link is given in the description box. So after this, because I'm going to write here code for the login of a new user into my application, so here I have written this. And after this I am going to use this method reply and write here a function, and I'm going to pass config as a parameter, okay, all of the configuration as a parameter inside this function. And after this here I will write const, I'm declaring again a user, okay, and I want to parse its data using in the JSON format. So here I'm writing this json.parse, okay, json.parse, and inside this I have to pass this config with the data as its parameter, and it will be a string. All of the data will be a string, you can see here, okay, these are all strings. And after this you have to declare here another constant variable, and that is valid user, okay, valid user. So here I am going to validate a user by using a filter. So let's now see how I'm going to do this. If a user is trying to log in, then I am having a array of all of the users which are currently present in my application. So here I am going to use this function, filter function, on all of the users, and I am going to check whether this user who is trying to log in is a part of our application or not. So here I'm trying to use this arrow function to check whether user name is actually user2, is actually equal to the email which is present inside our server, okay, or in our database. And after this you have to write here user dot username, okay, all of these things should match, okay. Here this triple equal to is known as the strict equality operator, okay, which checks for both type and exact equalness of the data, okay. And after this the password should also match. So here I'm going to write user dot password, and that should also be equal to user dot password, okay. So this is the line of code that is going to basically authenticate a user, okay, who is trying to log in our application. And after this, friends, I have to create a promise, okay. I have to return here a promise using this login function, okay. So here I'm writing return new promise, okay, and here I have to write a function for this which will either be resolved or reject. So here I have to write resolve or reject, okay, sorry, it should be reject. And after this, inside this you have to set timeout, okay, because there is a particular time limit in which this task should be completed, otherwise our backend will throw an error that time limit exceeded, okay. So here I am writing a function, and I am writing here an if else statement. So here I am saying if valid user, okay, so here I am saying valid user, and inside this I am passing a string, okay, and that string will be length, okay. So if this valid user length is equal to 1, okay, it means that if this is going to return 1, or this filter is saying that yes, there is a user of this kind present in our database, then only I am going to allow that person to enter into my application. So here I am writing if valid user length is equal to 1, strictly equal to 1. Okay, this triple equal to is strict equality operator. Then this promise will be resolved and it is going to return me this code 200, which stands for successful login. Okay, and then I will set this valid user array again to 0. Okay, initialized it, okay, for further use. And after this, what happens if this is not resolved? So for that part I have to write this else code. So here I am writing, in that case that will be rejected, and for rejecting I will give a message, okay, on my screen. So what will be the message that will be printed? I have to specify here. So the message will be, you have to give it inside this double quotes, okay, because it is going to be a string. So I am writing that username and password are invalid, okay, because that person does not belongs to our to the list of our authenticated persons which are allowed to log in into our application. So here I am saying please enter correct username and password. Okay, correct username and password. So friends, this is how we are going to log in a person. Okay, so this is just a fake backend, but this whole code is basically true. Okay, here I am writing pseudo code, and just after making this fake backend, we are also going to make our Firebase backend, which will be actually used to for. Okay, so friends, after this we have to also make a function for forget password. So after making this page, let me write here mock.onPost. okay, on post, and inside this you have to pass this keyword forget password and pwd. Okay, after this you have to apply this reply method on it. So reply and write a function for this and pass configuration as a argument to this function. Okay, and after this, what I am doing here, let me write it in the form of a comment. So here I am saying that user needs to check that user is existing or not. Okay, so how you will resolve this issue? Okay, forget password. So first of all, we have to check whether the person who is trying to log in is a part of our database or not. Okay, so we will ask the user for its email. Okay, and if that is present, then we will send the instructions to reset the password. So here I am writing user needs to check, sorry, here it should be check. Okay, sorry. So user needs to check that user is existing or not in our database, and then we will send mail for reset new password. Okay, and this will be done by this returning function. Okay, so here I am again returning a promise. So return new promise, and inside this you have to write a function again and pass configuration as a parameter. So, or you can also say directly without using this configuration that resolve and reject. Okay, this will basically reduce our code. So here I am writing resolve reject, okay, directly. And after this, set timeout, sorry, it should be set timeout, and write a function for this. So here only one thing can happen, resolve. Okay, if it fails, we will actually show this kind of message. Okay, so resolve, and here I am going to write this. If it is resolved, then this code will be returned, which stands for success. Okay, and I'm going to display this message that is check your mail and reset your password. Check your mail and reset your password. So friends, this is how we are going to allow a new user to register, to log in, and to reset his or her password into our application. Okay, so friends, I have explained you how we can register a new user, okay, how we can log in a user who is already a part of our application, or how we can reset the password if the user has forgot his password. And after this friends, you already know what we need to do to make this file code available for all of the other files in our project available. We just need to export it globally. So for that, you need to write it here, export, and then default. Okay, default, and then just write fake backend by the name of fake backend. Fake backend. Okay, so I am using this fake backend function. Okay, and it should be actually fake backend, because we are going to use this function into our app. So friends, this is it. You can see here that in app.js I have imported this fake backend. Okay, so this is basically imported from this helpers folder, which contains a fake backend.js file, which is having this function fake backend, which I have declared here above. Okay, fake backend. So this is how our fake backend is going to work, and in the next video we will start writing code for our actual backend, and for the time being it will just remain as a code inside our project, and we will deploy that real server-side code into Firebase later on. Okay, so friends, I'll see you in the next video. This is it for now, and friends, if you like the explanation, then don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. So see you there.